Good morning. Welcome to the virtual service of the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Monterey Peninsula. My name is Kent Weinstein, and I'm currently serving as a member of our church's Board of Trustees. We are a congregation of people of different ages, races, classes, religious and sexual orientations, gender identities, and political views. Our purpose is to change our own lives, even as we work to change the world around us through love, learning, and service to others. You should have received a link to our order of service in this Friday's email. You can also find a link to the Sunday service on our church website. You can view past services on the church website as well. If you're a visitor with us today, please fill out our virtual visitor card. You can find the link in the Zoom chat box or on the church's website. Our worship theme for this month is Union. Today's service is entitled Blessings of the Animals and is led by ministerial intern Susan Pantea and worship associate Kathleen Craig. As a congregation, we strive to support one another. Our care and concern is often extended on a personal or pastoral level. During our current pandemic, however, we realize that some of us might need extra financial or computer, technical equipment, and help as well. Please let us know if you're in need of assistance. See our weekly newsletter about how to submit a request for aid to our co-ministers, and all requests are held in the strictest confidence. The Unitarian Universalist Association's annual General Assembly is coming up at the end of June. It will be all virtual again this year, and we encourage you to consider attending. If you're interested in attending, as a delegate from our congregation, please contact Board President John Zarnecki, Denominational Affairs Chair Mibbs McCarthy, or the co-ministers before May 19th. Would you like to provide ideas and input for our upcoming worship services? Our worship associates team will be meeting on Saturday, May 22nd, to plan the next 6 to 8 months of topics for our worship services. Please submit your topic suggestions or other ideas to Molly Lewis or the co-ministers by Thursday, May 20th, if you'd like them to be considered. Thank you. Our shared offering recipient for May is Home Match Monterey, a program of the Covia Foundation, which seeks to connect homeowners with available rooms with others who are seeking affordable housing. Half of the cash from our offering this month and checks made out to UUCMP with Covia in the memo line will support this important group. And now, please enjoy our musical prelude.
What a wonderful mystery that we are here together. We who represent many different interrelated communities, this congregation of seekers, our loved ones, human and non-human, those known and unknown people who touch our lives daily, the myriad marvelous animals who share this earthly home. That we are here, that we are aware of our place in the great dance of life is truly a mystery. Come, let us celebrate the mystery as we worship together.
And now please join us in singing Our World is One World.
Our world is one world. What touches one affects us all. The seas that wash us round about, the clouds that cover us, the rains that fall. Our world is one world. The thoughts we think affect us all. The way we build our attitudes with love or hate we make a bridge or wall. Our world is one world, just like a ship that bears us all, where fear and greed make many homes, but where our hearts can hear a different call.
With Unitarian Universalists around the world, we light our chalice, a symbol of our faith and our covenanted aspirations of love, hope, and justice. I will begin with the words of the leader. Please join in the response. We gather together as a community of memory and hope to celebrate life and its infinite possibilities of love. We light this chalice as a symbol of the light within every human heart. May our individual sparks meet and merge, bringing both light and warmth to the world. Not Norman, a goldfish story, written by Kelly Bennett, illustrated by Noah Z. Jones. When I got Norman, I didn't want to keep him. I wanted a different kind of pet. Not Norman. I wanted a pet who could run and catch, or one who could climb trees and chase strings. A soft, furry pet to sleep on my bed at night. Not Norman. All Norman does is swim around and 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 around. This is it, Norman, I decide. I'm trading you for a good pet. Norman doesn't move. Not even a fin twitches. How can I trade him like this? No one will want a sorry-looking fish in a gunky bowl. When I drop Norman into his nice, clean bowl, he starts dipping and flipping, flapping his fins around. He looks so goofy I have to laugh. Don't think that just because you made me laugh, I'm going to keep you, I tell him. Tomorrow, you're out of here. Norman blows a stream of bubbles. The next day, I take Norman to school with me. If I talk him up real good during show and tell, maybe someone will want him. On the way there, we see my friend Austin. Austin has a real cool dog and 7 puppies. Want to swap one of your pups for Norman, I ask. Who's Norman? Asked Austin. My goldfish, I say. By the time I rescue Norman, half his water is gone. I'm sorry, I tell Norman when we get to school. I'm really sorry. He just stares at me all googly-eyed. Finally, it's my turn to show and tell. Just as I start to talk about goldfish, Emily shouts, "Jenny's gone! Who let my snake loose?" Does anyone hear the story of how I got Norman? Does anyone even ask to hold his bowl? No. They're all jumping and screaming and chasing the snake. Not Norman. He's looking right at me. "Thanks for listening," I tell him. That afternoon, we go to my music lesson. As soon as it's over, I'm taking Norman back to the pet store. I take out my tuba and begin to play. Bom, 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 me, moo, me. I glance over at Norman. He's swaying back and forth. "Glug, glug, glug, glug," he mouths. "Look, Norman's singing," I say. "Pay attention," snaps Maestro, "and try to play the proper notes." Maestro makes me stay for extra practice. By the time my lesson is over, it's too late to go to the pet store. "Don't think that just because you like my music, I'm going to keep you," I tell Norman. He glugs. That night, I'm sound asleep when screech, screech. What's that noise? Scratch, screech, screech. Yikes, there's something at the window. Then out of the corner of my eye, I spot Norman. He isn't scared. He isn't swimming around in circles either. He glugs and gives me a little wave. I'm not alone. Together, Norman and I slide open the curtains. It was just a broken tree branch. Thanks for watching out for me, Norman. On Saturday, I take Norman to the pet store just like I said I would. I look at the cats and dogs and snakes and birds. I look at the hamsters and mice and lizards, too. They all look like good pets, but they are not Norman. When I got Norman, I wasn't sure I wanted to keep him. But now, even if I could pick any pet in the whole world, I wouldn't trade him. Not Norman. The end.
When we walked through the double-locked exit at the San Francisco County Men's Jail the first time, I wasn't sure that I'd be able to get to my car that was parked at the far end of the lot. I hadn't realized that I had been as frightened as I was until we were outside. Without the steady support of my companion, Dianella, I'm not sure what I would have done. Dianella and I had been in many unusual circumstances together before being locked in a room with 20 or so prisoners. That was a first for both of us. Dianella was a pro. She steadfastly stood alongside me no matter what situation we found ourselves in. We had gone to the cancer treatment centers and quietly sat together in the waiting room with the patients, offering a distraction from the treatment that they were ready to receive. We went to the locked psychiatric wards and chatted with patients and their therapists. We went to the Ronald McDonald House to visit with the children and their families. Dianella took it all in stride. Sometimes the jostling would get to be a little more than she found comfortable. But when that happened, she would lean against me and let me know that it was time for us to move along to a quieter location. Oh, did I forget to tell you? Dianella was my wonderful life companion. She was a Black Russian Terrier, 100 pounds of the dreaded Russian police and army dog by breeding. She was one of only a handful of Black Russian Terriers in the San Francisco Bay Area at the time. She was the second BRT that we had had, so we had a bit of experience with the breed. She was a reliable and sturdy partner in whatever she was exposed to. As Dianella matured, it became obvious to me that she had a special temperament. So when I found out about the pet-assisted therapy program at one of the local hospitals, it seemed like a perfect fit for us. She took to all of the special training that was required to become qualified as a pet-assisted therapy animal, and we became a volunteer team at the Peninsula Humane Society. Dianella took it like a duck to water, so the saying goes. So going to the jail as a member of a volunteer team was just another day at work as far as she was concerned. A lot of research has been done about the beneficial effects of having an animal's support during stressful situations. If Dianella's presence was any example, the effects are powerful. It was especially noticeable as we walked from one locked corridor to the next at the jail. It was palpable. Even the guards seemed to calm in the presence of the dog. When we entered the cell blocks, the men would welcome us, and as we sat and visited, they would regale us with stories of their beloved dogs while they patted and hugged Princess Di. I miss Dianella and the special bond that we had, and I'm ever grateful for being my companion and sharing her special presence with so many people.
And now, please join us as we sing, we celebrate the web of life.
We celebrate the web of life, its magnitude we sing, for we can see divinity in every living thing. A fragment of the perfect whole in cactus and in snail, as much in tiny barnacle as in the great blue whale. Respect the water, land, and air, which gave all creatures birth. Protect the lives of all that share the glory of the earth.
This is the time we take each week to pause for a moment, take a breath, and reflect on the happenings in our lives, our challenges, and our joys. We also think about the people we love and care about, whether nearby or far away, and what is going on in their lives. The Caring Network shares with us 2 concerns this week. The first is for Deb and Tim Miller. Tim is in CHOMP in critical condition, struggling with a massive abdominal infection. The second concern is for Becky Heder, who is recovering in Canterbury Woods Medical after surgery. The Caring Network also shares 2 joys with us. Joy for Lynn Powers, who celebrates her 89th birthday today, May 16th. And a joy for Mipsy Melendez, who celebrates her 89th birthday on May 22nd. We all carry our own particular joys and sorrows on our minds and in our hearts. We will now drop a few petals representing your individual joys and concerns into our shared waters of love and support. You are also welcome to write a message in the chat, and you may also contact the co-ministers or the Caring Network privately. Our meditation this morning is by retired UU minister Gary Kowalski. Following the spoken meditation, we will have a brief period of silence. Please join me now in the spirit of prayer and meditation. We give thanks for the animals who live close to nature, who remind us of the sanctities of birth and death, who do not trouble their lives with foreboding or grief, who let go each moment as it passes and accept each new one as it comes with serenity and grace. Enable us to walk in beauty as they do, at one with the turning seasons, welcoming the sunrise and at peace with sunset. And as we hallow the memory of good friends now departed, who loved abundantly and in their time were loved, who freely gave us their affection and loyalty, let us not be anxious for tomorrow, but ask only that kindness and gratitude fill our hearts, day by day, into the passing years. This now is the time for our morning offering. We encourage you to think about your financial support for this church and the resources the church needs to do its good work. We encourage you to write a check and drop it in the mail or use the donate button on the church's website. You are also encouraged to donate to our shared offering recipient for May, Home Match Monterey. And now, please enjoy our offertory music.
Our first reading is by our own Loretta Fisher. It is called To the Hummingbird Acrobat. Each day at dawn and dusk, a tiny feathered visitor displays his acrobatic skills in my backyard. He loops the loop and dives and swoops. He hovers in midair and does a free fall plunge from high above to a perch below. Suddenly he darts away into the friendly sky, only to return and do it again. And so I watch a rerun from a favorite feathered performer. Keep going, little friend.
Our second reading is by David Abrams, cultural ecologist and philosopher. Abrams writes, "If there's something exceptional about us humans, it seems to reside in our ability to become interested in, even fascinated by, well, pretty much anything. Diverse other creatures seem to stay fairly focused on a range of matters that concern their own well-being, indulging in whims and curiosities now and then, but rarely ranging very far afield from the sort of things that seem to grab others of their kind. But we humans have a peculiar proclivity to become fascinated and enthralled by the most incommensurable things. So perhaps there is indeed something uniquely unique about our species. We really display our unique human beauty when we cease focusing our gaze upon it and allow our attention to move outward toward the other shapes of sensitivity and sentience with whom we compose this many-voiced biosphere. Whenever we become intensely engaged by other styles and shapes of life, when we drop away our concern for ourselves and begin to celebrate and praise other beings and elements that exceed our exclusively human concerns, then, paradoxically, we most realize and epitomize our humanity. Recently, while on a hike at Palo Corona Park in Carmel, I rounded a bend and discovered a bobcat in the trail. When I noticed her and came to a sudden stop, she was maybe 50 feet away from me, sitting right at the edge of the trail. Her intelligent eyes were fixed on me, and she looked both nonchalant and fully alert. As I returned her gaze, I lifted my binoculars to my eyes so I could study her beautiful face in detail. I hope I never forget that sight. After a few moments, it became apparent that she was not going to blink first, so I took an alternate route back to my car. Not too far along, I came across a brush rabbit, which hopped off the trail as I approached. Cute as it was, my first thought was, it's a good meal for a bobcat. But that's how life goes in the wild. Speaking of wild, my house cat, Dickens, would have loved to be out there in that field, chasing rabbits or quail or beetles through the tall grass. Dickens is an indoor cat who loves to birdwatch from the balcony, chattering wildly at the towhees and hummingbirds who come into our yard. He may look domesticated, but he is wild at heart. I have lived with cats most of my life. I admire their independence, their antics, their cleanliness, and their aloof nature that makes you grateful for their hard-won affection. My cat Dickens is kind of a loner, So I feel very special when he greets me at the front door or sleeps right next to me. My husband is not quite as fond of Dickens as I am. Although the cat likes to nap with David too, he also claws David's legs sometimes when he wants attention. This is definitely not an endearing trait when you're trying to work from home. Still, what would life be without our pets? Judging from the wonderful photos I received for our pet parade, there are a lot of dog and cat lovers in this congregation. But be on the lookout during the pet parade for some less traditional pets and wild animals. I wish I could hear all of your stories about your beloved animals. They truly are a part of our family, aren't they? Offering devotions, cuddles, and joy in exchange for love and care. Once a pet dies, we are bereft, having lost a dear companion who brought both love and routine to our days. While it is true that many of us who lose a pet eventually get a new one, most of us would never consider it a replacement. Each pet has its own personality, and we have a unique relationship with each one. We may know we want the same breed of dog again, but it's not the same dog. With each pet, we start from scratch, building a new friendship. Now, for those of us who do not live with pets, there are still plenty of animals to love. We may enjoy the pets in our neighborhood, perhaps even offering a pat on the head or a belly rub to the dog down the street. We may wander down country lanes and be fascinated by the goats or cows or horses along the way. We may be delighted by the ubiquitous gulls, the intelligent crows, or the unceasing sparrow activity near our homes or far afield. The deer, the gophers, the mice, and the ants that sometimes plague us are fascinating nonetheless, in the right light. And if you're like me, banana slugs and anemones are always worthy of attention. There is something special about gaining the trust of an animal, whether it be a horse or a hamster, a bird or a dog, or even an insect. Do you remember that feeling of wonder that you had the first time a butterfly or a ladybug lit on your outstretched finger? I do. And there is something so special about locking eyes with a wild creature. The Steller's jay who cocks his head to give you the side eye if you get too close to his favorite perch. The deer whose gaze follows you until you are clear out of sight. The sea lion who paces you offshore as you walk along the beach. The bobcat demanding respect as you trespass on his territory. How sad it would be to lose these incredible creatures. The loss of any one species upsets the entire balance of life. We need to protect biodiversity, meaning all the different kinds of life found in the ecosystem. The plants, the fungi, the microorganisms, and the animals, including humans. Healthy biodiversity in an area means that the species maintain a good balance and a healthy ecosystem so that all of them thrive. That balance is apparent in the Monterey Bay. In both the kelp forest and estuary habitats, the southern sea otters are so essential to that balance that they are called the keystone species. In the kelp forest, the otters eat sea urchins that feed on the giant kelp that provides a food source and cover for all sorts of sea creatures. Without the otters, the sea urchins would overrun the place, and the kelp and many other species would disappear. In the estuary, the otters eat crabs. Without the otters to keep their population down, the crabs would eat all the sea slugs that eat the algae that otherwise smother the eelgrass. Otters, kelp, urchins, crabs, sea slugs, eelgrass, all kept in healthy balance by the presence of those otters. It's amazing. And how do we humans fit into that balance? Well, if we're wise, we do what we can to avoid upsetting it. We stop polluting the water and disturbing the system. We know so much about what we can do because scientists and the public have become fascinated by these aquatic ecosystems, and because enough people care about these creatures. The seventh principle of Unitarian Universalism states that we value respect for the interdependent web of all existence, of which we are a part. This principle means that we must recognize the kinship that we have with all other life. Terry Tempest Williams writes about this when she says, "If we are to flourish as a species, an erosion of belief will be necessary, one that says we are not the center of the universe, but a dynamic part of an expanding and contracting future that celebrates and collaborates with uncertainty. Recognizing the dignity of each living thing, mobile or fixed insect, animal, tree, or mushroom, has broadened my love for this world and diminished my need for a God in heaven. We have multitudes of gods on earth," says Terry Tempest Williams. Animals, whether in our homes or our farms or in their natural environment, remind us we are not the only intelligence on this planet, not entitled to dominion over all others. Using our unique qualities of fascination, understanding, and, if possible, humility and love, we have the wherewithal and the responsibility to protect all the diverse life forms that make up our biosphere. These qualities start with recognition of our beloved animal companions, whether in our homes or in the wider world. Let us celebrate and praise the beings that exceed our Let us celebrate and praise the beings that exceed our exclusively human concerns, for their concerns are our concerns. Whether bobcat, dog, hummingbird, or slug, may you appreciate and find your own unique ways to care for the abundant life around you, today and always. May you recognize the dignity of every living thing, mobile or fixed, insect, animal, tree, or mushroom, and may it broaden your love for the world. Let us now offer a blessing to our animal companions. When we offer blessings to another being, we are offering them strength, compassion, and commitment to their well-being. We're drawing on our own spiritual or human center. According to Reverend Gary Kowalski, when we have animal blessing services, we are reaching deeply into our Unitarian Universalist tradition to affirm the worth and interconnection of all life, and hence promote the flourishing of all life. You may have participated in an in-person blessing of the animals before, where a minister places their hand on or near each animal and offers a blessing to each. Well, today I'm going to need your help to do this. So I would like you to make a gesture of blessing to the animals around you. In this litany of blessing, Kathleen will lead you in the response. We bless our family pets, devoted service and therapy animals, those we care for and those we know. May they know only love and kindness. And may we forgive their natural behavior as quickly as they forgive us.
We bless our animal companions.
We bless the domesticated animals who provide us with labor, food, and materials. May we never forget that our welfare depends on theirs. May we ensure their ethical care, using their gifts wisely and well.
We bless our animal companions.
We bless those beloved animals who are no longer with us. We are grateful for the ways they touched our lives and made us better humans.
We bless our animal companions.
We bless the wild animals, the cute and cuddly, the ferocious and scary, the beautiful, the creepy, the noisy and the silent. May we know awe and delight in their presence. May we see them as the kin they are. May their welfare guide our decision-making as we coexist on this earth.
We bless our animal companions.
We bless all life on this planet, inextricably joined in the interconnected web of all existence. May we live in right relationship with our more than human neighbors, now and always.
We bless our animal companions. We pledge to care for them tenderly and faithfully, and to remember
that we are not alone
on the earth.
Please join as we sing From You I Receive. We'll sing it through twice.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or pause or anything they got now. Listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with a big to-do. The old cow just goes moo. The dogs and the cats, they take up the middle where the hummingbird hums and the cricket fiddles. The donkey brays and the pony neighs. The old coyote howls. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or pause or anything they got now. Listen to the top where the little bird sings on the melody with the hoot owl hollers over everything. The jaybird disagrees. Singing in the nighttime, singing in the day. The little duck quacks and he's on his way. Possum ain't got much to say. The porcupine talks to himself. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. It's a simple song of living song everywhere, by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, the grumpy alligator and the hawk above, the sly raccoon and the turtle dove. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now.
Please join now in the unison words as we extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this chalice, but take its light into our lives, to be the presence of love in the midst of fear, the voice of hope in the face of despair, and the hands of justice, restoring a world worthy of our children. I invite you to join hands or paws or anything you've got now for our benediction. May we tread softly, speak truthfully, love gently, breathe deeply, live wisely with respect for all life, and go in peace. Amen. Now please enjoy our postlude.